So here for bahagian C, B, question B, is that we have a method of growing a type of plant in farm A, and 11.2 shows that, point 2b shows a different method of growing the same plant. So from here, what do we understand? Farm A uses the conventional method. So 普通的 method 啦. Alright. And in farm B, they use something called a sort of a mitotic division. So in this case is you can say is a tissue culture. Right? And so, which farm will generate more profit in the next 10 years? So you have to give reasons lah. So in this case, you have to compare farm A and farm B. Alright? So farm A uses the conventional method. Farm B uses mitosis. Okay, so in this case, they use the same plant, they use the plantlets of the same plant, right? And then they keep on dividing. So these are all the exact same plants. Alright? So which one is more advantageous? Farm A. Why is it farm A? You have to look at the disadvantages of pure mitosis. When you look at this question, you have to think of what are the disadvantages of mitosis. Alright? So the first disadvantage is that they are of the same plant, meaning that they might lack resistance towards certain diseases. Why is this so? Remember, mitosis, right, is one parent cell produce two identical daughter cell. They are identical. Means that if, let's say, the parent cell is resistant towards disease A, is not resistant towards disease A, means that if disease A go into the parent cell, right, or the parent plant, right, it's gonna die, right? And then so, if you put this disease A into the two daughter cells, what do you think will happen? Since they inherit the same genetics, they have the same genetics, right? They have the same genetics, same chromosomes, right? Then they are also going to die. So this is one big disadvantage of mitosis. If the parent cell dies to a certain disease, the daughter cells are going to die also. Alright? But in farm A uses conventional pollination technique. Alright? So they reproduce by sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction, if you remember meiosis, right? This is meiosis. So the whole point here is to compare meiosis and mitosis. This is meiosis. This is mitosis. So if you undergo meiosis, you do something called crossing over, which you will mix genes. Right? You exchange genetic material. And if you do happen to exchange genetic material means that the chances of your daughter cells to be more resistant towards the to a certain disease increases. Because let's say sexual reproduction involves two parents, your male and your female, right? Your father and your mother, your male gamete and female gamete. There's a possibility that the male gamete is resistant towards the disease. That means it cannot die if it contains a disease. There's a female one who is not resistant. So if you mix this, there is a chance that the child or the daughter cell, right, can inherit the father's resistance. Okay? So it's better than if you were to do only mitosis, or in this case, asexual reproduction, which will confirm die one if they've been the same disease. So always choose farm A. This is your first mark, and then the second mark can be any of the things that I explained just now. Right? So it could be that farm A undergoes sexual reproduction, which will exchange genetic material and will have more resistance. So this can be your point right here. All right. And then you can talk about the disadvantages as well. And most importantly, you can talk about the lifespan. So that for sexual reproduction, because it is more resistant towards certain diseases, therefore it can live longer. So that's all for B1.